Martian Church.
Martian Church, and where's that?
We are in the East Village Arts District of Long Beach.
Okay, and do you want to name the street address?
Yeah, we're on 406 B as in B. What?
B as in
East
B?
First Street.
East First. Okay. And what kind of shop is this?
Well, we have like a ton of band T-shirts. We're definitely more oriented to music and whatnot, but we're a music retailer and also clothing, like independent clothing.
Music and clothing. And so, do you work with bands exclusively? I mean, do you help promote them through T-shirts, or how does that work?
Yeah, we work with all sorts of bands from Long Beach and Southern California, and I've been in the music merch industry for about 14 years now. I started Martian Church back in the day with Sublime and whatnot. So.
Okay, but it wasn't in Long Beach. This is a relatively new venue, or how long have you been open?
The retail store has been open for 3 years.
Okay, and before that, where were you?
Well, I was just strictly a wholesale distributor.
So at the shows or something? Yeah.
Well, at the shows and distributed nationally to stores and whatnot.
Okay. So. Okay. Oh, I see. So other shows like Hot Topic type stores?
Yeah, stuff like that.
Okay. And you work with bands. Like, what's some of the bands that you work with?
Slightly Stupid, Pepper, Bargain Music, Third Alley, Blue Factory, just a bunch of local, small local bands.
Are they all punk rock or indie?
No,
or
it's all
alternative,
all of those bands are mainly, except for Blue Factory, are like in the sort of reggae rock,
reggae
punk
rock,
kind of, genre or whatever.
Yeah.
But then we have other bands that are just kind of off the wall or whatever. So like 8 Foot Tender. So. Okay,
so and is this kind of a family thing? Somebody told me your brother or something.
Well, yeah, my brother is Bud. He's formerly the drummer of Sublime and Long Beach Dub All Stars, and then Volcano, and Eyes Adrift. Eyes Adrift was Bud on the drums, and Chris from Nirvana on bass, and Kurt from the Meat Puppets on vocals and guitar.
Okay.
And then Volcano after that, which Bud and Kurt continued on with.
And Bud's your brother.
Right.
Okay. And do you play as well? Are you a musician, or just
no? I mean,
T-shirts
I play, but it's not.
Okay.
I play bass and I sing in I've sung in a couple bands and whatnot, but it's just we know who got the talent.
Okay. Well, this is talent too. So tell us about the store. Like, you got some Big Daddy Roth up here. Is that what this is?
No, it's actually it's his son, Dennis, Little Daddy Roth.
Little Daddy Roth.
Yeah,
okay,
he's basically the torch has been passed, and he's carrying on the tradition, the hot rod, the metal flake, the fabrication, all that, the pinstriping, all that stuff. So
he has his own auto body car art.
Yeah, exactly. Is
that what that is?
He's carrying on that tradition of the fiberglassing and the sort of wacky car designs that his dad pioneered with Robert Williams and Von Dutch.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that.
Yeah, so
right on.
So these are all his prints. We got some originals. We got Monsters That Mean Business here.
Monster trucks.
And then Finky is their mascot. Dennis and his brother Daryl are pretty much like the Roth Originals guys, but the remaining sons are kind of the old Roth Originals.
Wow, so it looks a lot like Big Daddy.
Yeah, I mean it's their family, it's their heritage.
Yeah, it's their style.
Right, and and then there's a couple pieces that they've got in their Roth archives, like a Von Dutch sketch, from Von Dutch to Ed, and then a letter from Von Dutch to Ed, and
so like artifacts from the family.
Right, from their archives.
Okay, and how are you connected to them? I mean, do you just promote their work, or what? How does that work?
Yeah, we sort of developed a relationship. Bud developed a relationship with Dennis, and
through Sublime, do they
kind of just
other,
they just sort of met through friends, how people meet,
like just the scene,
right.
Yeah,
and so Bud and Dennis, it was kismet, so to speak.
Okay.
They just met each other, and they're both crazy guys that are insanely talented.
I see.
And so they and Bud's a gearhead. He's got like 4 or 5 hot rods.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I saw some cars out there tonight. Was that anybody we know, or?
That was our buddy Dave. He's got it's a 59 or a 57 Hudson, and Dennis, along with a couple friends down in Huntington, the Spade brothers, did the body work, flaked the top, and
okay.
All
right. So there's the souped up metal cars kind of thing. Okay. So promote some of your work here. I mean, like, what's your latest project that you're working on, promoting,
Well,
helping?
I would say probably Vinxie is.
Vinxie. Yeah, show us.
Vinxie is our kind of underground art line.
So tell us about which one you want to talk about here.
Well, we've got these are the lines that we
Styles?
represent. Roth is what we've been talking about, and so that's Loon Equipped, which is a play on an old Ed Roth design, Moon Equipped, which is moon eyes and whatnot.
Okay.
And Choppers Magazine is the magazine that they started in 68-ish, whatever, 67, 68, which was the do-it-yourself customizing, how to do choppers and whatnot.
Oh, right on.
And then we've got Vinxie Clothing, which is
this is your line, right?
it's mine and 2 partners, Brent Cheshire and Ian Hill.
Okay.
And Chesh does all the artwork. So we've got the Search and Destroy, which is what women usually do to men. As you can see, we're stepping on the heart there.
Okay.
And then we've got what men usually want from women, which is you can see that's a
shaving squirrel? Oh, it's a beaver.
It's not a
I see.
squirrel.
Oh, it's a beaver. Uh-oh, and there's the wood. Okay. And he's shaving. Shave the
And
beaver.
then,
Okay.
This is we call the Apocalypse Summer. So it's Apocalypse, and Endless Summer, and we called it they labeled it the Summer of Love Tour 1969 in Vietnam. That's
Oh no. Hysterical. Well, have you heard of the Endless Bummer?
No.
They have a new film out, Endless Bummer.
Endless Bummer?
Yeah, they just screened it. Isn't that funny? Okay.
And then we have the Pelvis design, which
pelvis.
the Graceland estate was very unhappy with. As you can see,
so
it's
this
all
is the
made out of
unofficial pelvis.
Pelvis.
Pelvis. Okay, it's made of little pills, and it's the Elvis. Yeah.
And then a little twist on the old copper tone design. The Asian girl and Godzilla instead of the little puppy dog. And then,
all right, Japanese style.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
Also work with the Hooligan Streetwear.
Here. Yeah.
Hooligan Streetwear is a line out of Frankfurt, Germany. They've been around for 15 years. This is their 15th year. And they are a solid line. I mean, I can show you their catalog, which is just like, it's an extensive catalog of, all kinds of, stuff. They started with the whole, sort of thug football scene over there, and they've hooked up with bands like Sick of It All and Madball, Agnostic Front, Biohazard. They just got an extensive brand.
Right.
And then.
So it's mainly the Hooligan logo, but they also have band logos.
They just work with bands and sponsor all kinds of bands.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So sponsored by sponsor concerts, you mean?
Well, yeah, and just like tours and whatnot. And, give them clothes, and the bands represent.
They wear it on
do
product
ads
placement.
for them.
Okay,
exactly.
I understand.
Just relationships, and then we have Martian Church catalog is my music merchandising.
Now, is this the
company.
only physical store you have?
You're
here?
right. Yeah.
Okay. Right here in Long Beach.
And then we, represent, like A1, the Ramones, Avail, Long Beach Dub All-Stars. I used to work with the Cottonmouth Kings.
And so are you doing the same thing like what Hooligan does?
For the bands, I do music merchandising, which is essentially I print up their goods and distribute to stores nationally. Like we were talking about earlier, the Hot Topics, the various other retailers.
Okay, around
what
is that, like stickers, CDs, shirts?
T-shirts, exactly, posters, hats, stuff like that.
Okay, everything that you want
right. And so,
on tour. Okay.
And then obviously my main band is Sublime.